And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to race number 3 of the debut season of the PCSRA Craftsman Truck Series. Here we are under the lights from the Darlington Raceway, getting ready for 19 laps of racing here tonight. Carlos Rodriguez starts on the pole position. Carlos comes in this race 6th in the points table, currently one of the 10 drivers on the playoff grid. Alongside of him is Donovan Carter, comes in this race 10th in the points table, so a couple of drivers starting inside the top 10 in the points table. Marcus Sellers in row number 2 comes in this race 9th in points, and Anthony Ritchie in the number 24 machine. Ritchie fell 14 spots down to 29th position in the points, as we're going to show you the rest of the starting lineup. Xavier Allstop bringing up the rear of the field as we're going to get these trucks rolling off behind the Ford F-Series pace truck. Let's make sure everybody's rolling off, and looks like everybody's rolling off, so let's go over the points table presented by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Olivia Jackson is the points leader by 8 points over Maisie Creighton, 11 points ahead of Blake Wagner, who's third in the standings. Fourth is Ingrid Pollard. She is tied with Billy Kitchens with 13 points back of the points lead. Carlos Rodriguez tied with Chaz Farmer for 6th place. Tied for 8th, which is Marcus Sellers and Morgan Lohr. And then Donovan Carter completes your top 10, only 19 points out of the points lead. Get ready for the running of the Toyota 200 here at the Darlington Raceway here in Darlington, South Carolina. Back-to-back night races for the Truck Series. Last week we were at the South Boston Speedway, what was supposed to have been Martinsville. And now we're going to see what happens here today here at Darlington, getting set for, as I said, 19 laps of racing. Pace truck is already off, leaving the field into the hands of Carlos Rodriguez and Donovan Carter. Apologies about my recording being a little slow there. But anyway, green flag is in the air. We're underway here at Darlington. Rodriguez trying to lead the first lap. Looks like the 29 of Marcus Seller is going to take that honor, I think. Nope, went to Seller. Or, no, went to the 33 of Rodriguez. How close was it, you ask? 4 1,000s. Oh, Carlos Rodriguez up in the wall. Don't want to go 3 wide around this joint. 3 wide's never a good idea, as looks like Sellers. Nope, Donovan Carter led that lap. Donovan Carter gonna go by the 29. The inside line is where you want to be. Victoria Hughes now in the 2nd position in that number 8 truck. She is 13th in the points table, dropped 6 spots after last week's dismal run at South Boston. And now she's going to try to go for the race lead there. Contact in the back. That was the 18 truck of Curtis Glover. Shyla Askraov, last week's winner, nearly got involved as Victoria Hughes has now taken the lead from Donovan Carter. And right behind her is Chaz Farmer in the 59. And points leader Olivia Jackson. Yeah, they were 3 wide for a second there as the 8 and the 16 got up in the wall. Everybody getting a Darlington stripe, as we like to call it here tonight. Olivia Jackson going to the race lead, bringing Emma Keizer with her. And that is Ashton Ingersoll in the 64 coming to the inside of the 8. Jackson comes in this race as the points leader. That was close between the 59 and the 02 of Blake Wagner and Chaz Farmer. They got together, but thankfully they saved it. Keizer is 21st in points, dropped 16 spots last week at South Boston. As the points leader's up into the wall there. The gal that's trying to run her down for the points lead, M Creighton. See where she's running as the ticker's up is Ashton Ingersoll. Looking the inside of Keizer. Maisie's up to 18. She came as race second in points. Everybody doing a very good job trying to stay off of each other. As there's a big gap there between Carlos Rodriguez and M Keizer. As Ashton Ingersoll, currently the race leader here. Ashton Ingersoll comes into this race 30th in the standings. Only 13 points back of 20th in the standings, where you have to be eligible for the playoffs. So we're going to hit the halfway mark and 10 laps to go in tonight's race. Blake Wagner up into the wall there. Not uncommon at a track like Darlington, where you would get a Darlington stripe. As Ashton Ingersoll, here comes Jamie Bonine. Jamie Bonine 35th in the points. It's been a tough start to the year for this number 80 machine. If they want to turn their poor season around, they better do it right about now. Just saw the Hooters truck up into the wall there. That was J Ard in the 11. This is the first big track we're racing this weekend. Well, for the truck series, that is. Next week, the truck series will head to the track we went to a couple of weeks ago. That'll be the Phoenix International Raceway. That same weekend, as the caution is out for the first time today, as these drivers will race back to the line. Next week, we'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway for Busch and Cup. Which should be a lot of fun, as we're racing to see who's going to take the caution, as we've had a wreck off of turn number 4. And our first yellow comes out with about 7 laps of racing to go. Blake Wagner on the apron there for some reason. Let's see who brought out this caution. Aaron Hornish, I think, was involved. Maybe Curtis Glover. Possibly damage to the Luis Hernandez machine. As the caution is out for the first time today, we should get back to green with less than 5 laps to go. But let's jump back and look at a replay to see what happened to cause this first yellow of the evening in the late stages here at Darlington. Well, looks like I was correct. It was Luis Hernandez. Watch J Ard. She's up into the wall, and I believe she's going to come down into Aaron Hornish right there. Hornish comes down, clips the right side of the Tide Chevrolet, and sends Luis Hernandez around. And that's what caused the first caution of the evening. Not of J Ard's doing. It's just this track is so tough, and that's why they gave the track slogan, "The track too tough to tame." And, 3 wide's never a good idea, and this is the result of it, as 2 trucks end up spinning. So that's what brought out the first caution of the evening. Let's jump back to the restart here at Darlington. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing on lap number 17 of 19, which will give us 3 laps to go. Donovan Carter, as we were getting ready to go back to green, had some kind of a mechanical problem. We're not sure what it is. We'll get an update on him in just a minute. But Blake Wagner's the leader. Jamie Bonine second. Marcus Sellers third. Carlos Rodriguez the pole sitter in fourth, with Billy Kitchens fifth. Alexandre Sarnes in sixth. Alex Winters seventh. Cheyenne Berkshire eighth. Ashton Ingersoll ninth. And Abigail Furling will complete your top 10. And the 16 truck is still sitting on pit road, which we are not too sure what is wrong with the IWX machine. That is a tough break for Donovan Carter. And it looks like he's down the way before he gets lapped, as we're back to green here at Darlington. This is going to cost Donovan Carter a chance. He came in this race 2 points above the he came in this race 1 point below the cut line, and 10th in the points. So this is going to take him out of the top 10 of the points table, leaving tonight's race. Next caution that comes out will end this race under the yellow, because we're already past the red flag lap. Jamie Bonine gets around Blake Wagner for the lead, as we are down to 2 laps to go here at Darlington. We'll be live next week at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the truck race at Phoenix. Then we'll go to Bristol next week for Busch and Cup. So all 3 series racing at 2 different tracks beginning next week. White flags in the air. Final lap here at the Darlington Raceway. And here comes Marcus Sellers. Caution's out. Doesn't matter. They already took the white. So we're racing back to the checker flag. Marcus Sellers going to go to the race lead. I think he's got it. Unless Billy Kitchens can do something. That's not the case. Marcus Sellers will win tonight. The Toyota 200 belongs to the Power Stroke Diesel Ford F-Series. Now the question is, has Marcus Sellers locked himself a spot into this season's chase for the championship? We will have to wait and see. Before we show you your finishing results, let's jump back to look at the replay, see what brought out the caution on the final lap. Well, it looks like the 75 of Sam Vickers was the reason for the yellow. As he gets off the wall there, and boy, Maisie Creighton had a head of steam, but didn't mean to spin the Spears manufacturer Chevrolet around. And it looks like the 75 is going to clip it right with the right rear and the right front of that machine. I also noticed the 50, is that the 59 or is that the 62 that's on pit road? That's Abigail Furling. Not entirely sure what happened to her. Apparently some mechanical problems is going to cost her a good finish. And Vickers came in this race 24th on the points, so that's a tough break for Sam Vickers. So that's what brought out the final caution of the day, even though we took the white flag. Let's show you your official finish results from tonight's Truck Series race. And welcome back, everybody, as Marcus Sellers has made it to victory lane at the track Too Tough to Tame. Billy Kitchens will get second. Alexandre Sarnes will get third. Jamie Bonine fourth. Alex Winters will get the top 5. Kitchens came into this race 5th in the points, so he'll stay in the top 10. Alexandre Sarnes 14th in the points. This will put her possibly back in the top 10. And then Jamie Bonine came into this race 33rd in the points. So talk about a well-needed run for him. And Alex Winters came into this race in the 32nd position in points. So a couple of drivers needed some good runs after a couple of tough races to start out the season. Cheyenne Berkshire will get 6th. Great run from her. Cheyenne came into this race 26th in the points, so this is a well-needed run from her. Carlos Rodriguez, our pole sitter, will come away with 7th. He was 6th in points, so he'll stay in the top 10 of the points leaving today. Ashton Ingersoll will come away with 8th. He was in the 30th position in the points, so a nice run from him. Blake Wagner will get 9th. He came as race 3rd in the points table. We're going to have to see where this is going to situate him and Olivia Jackson, who finished in 19th, because Blake came in 11 points. I think Blake would take the points lead, depending where Maisie Creighton finished. And Cody Goforth completed the top 10. Creighton finished in 15th, which she did finish ahead of Olivia Jackson. The two were only 8 points separated. And let's see, Creighton finished 15th, and she finished 4 spots ahead of Olivia Jackson. So first and second in points. More than likely, will stay in the top 10 of the points leaving today. I think Blake Wagner would take the points lead heading into next week's race. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, 34 of our 36 trucks finished on the lead lap. Donovan Carter was the last of those drivers. Anthony Ritchie fell a lap down. Not entirely sure what happened to Anthony Ritchie or Abigail Furling, who finished 3 laps down, but that's a tough break for Abigail Furling, who didn't get to see the checker flag. Anthony Ritchie, talk about a terrible season. 29th in the points, going to be in the 30s leaving tonight. And Abigail Furling came into this race 25th in the points. That's definitely not what she needed today. But all 36 trucks were running at the time, so nothing to be ashamed about. But those drivers are going to need a regroup heading into next week at Phoenix International Raceway, which we will have all 3 series in action at 2 different locations. Phoenix for trucks, Bristol for Cup and Busch next week. But we still got to finish up our race weekend from here at Darlington with the Busch and the Cup Series races here at Darlington Raceway before we head off to Phoenix for trucks. Busch and Cup will head to the Last Great Coliseum at Bristol. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We've shown your full finisher results over here. We are going to show you your point standings down in the description heading in next week at Phoenix International Raceway. Until tomorrow night, I've been DeVille signing off. Good night from the beautiful state of Darlington, South Carolina. As you've been watching yet another broadcast of PCSRA TV, where champions are made since 2010 and the best in racing around the world since 2017.